Taylor Swift shocked the entire world by unexpectedly releasing her 8th studio album, Folklore, on July 24th. And prior to the music video release of Cardigan, Taylor Swift took part in an online Q&A where fans learned several things about the album, like the fact that she started writing the album in April but completed most of it during quarantine, and that no one really knew she was working on a new album, referring to it as her own secret from the world. A first for Taylor, since according to her, she has never written music that way. But the main thing we learned was that Taylor wrote a wistful, sad, beautiful, tragic album that included tons of Easter eggs in the lyrics. But that's not all. Taylor told fans, "One thing I did purposely on this album was put Easter eggs in the lyrics, more than just the videos. I created character arcs and recurring themes that map out who is singing about who." Following that comment up, Taylor Swift said, "For example, there's a collection of 3 songs I refer to as the Teenage Love Triangle. These 3 songs explore a love triangle from all 3 people's perspectives at different times in their lives." And she really meant it. Sit back and relax, because in this video, I'm gonna break down each song on the album, important lyrics, possible song meanings, fan theories, and more. So let's get to it. Before watching this video, please note that Taylor Swift's mind is absolutely brilliant, incredible, and every great other adjective that I can't think of right now. And probably I have only discovered about 13% of the Easter eggs on here. So if you have any other difference of opinions or any other Easter eggs that you think should have been in this video, please make sure to add them in the comment section, because as we know, we will be discovering a whole lot more as we listen to this album. The Teenage Love Triangle Theory. The theory is that the 3 songs Taylor mentioned are Cardigan, Betty, and August, with Betty being sung from the perspective of James, Cardigan from the perspective of Betty, and August from the perspective of the mystery woman that James has an affair with. I know some fans think it's from Ines, but I think Ines is just the gossiper, not the actual mystery woman. Track 1, The One. At first listen, the song seems to be about a relationship that ended and the person is wishing it hadn't. While another interesting fan theory about this song is that the song is sung from the perspective of Betty, who is looking back at the relationship. An important lyric is, "But we were something, don't you think so? Roaring 20s tossing pennies in the pool, and if my wishes came true, it would have been you." Based on this, we could argue that this love triangle takes place in the 1920s, and we know she is reminiscing on how James could have been the one. This lyric also connects us to Taylor's "This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things" track from Reputation, where she mentions jumping to the pool from the balcony and feeling so Gatsby for that whole year, another reference to the 1920s. And here's something interesting. The book, The Great Gatsby, is a 1925 novel written by American author F. Scott Fitzgerald that follows a cast of characters living in the fictional towns of West Egg and East Egg on prosperous Long Island in the summer of 1922. Plus, in the 2013 movie, Leonardo DiCaprio plays the lead, Jay Gatsby. And who does Taylor Swift reference in her song The Man? Leonardo DiCaprio, when she says, "I'd be just like Leo in Saint-Tropez." And if you remember, in The Great Gatsby, the lead, Daisy, is actually stuck in a love triangle between Tom and Jay. According to 123helpme.com, Daisy was in love with Gatsby, but she married Tom while he was away at war. Gatsby was left brokenhearted with a strong determination to win her back and prove that he was worthy of her. In this song, we also begin to see a lot of film references, a common theme throughout the Folklore album. Track 2, Cardigan. Taylor said Cardigan was about a lost romance and why young love is often fixed so permanently within our memories. The fan theory is that Cardigan is sung from the perspective of Betty. We know this could be Betty because in the song we hear, "Dancing in your Levi's, junk under a streetlight." And later, on the song titled Betty, we get, "Kissing in my car again, stopped at a streetlight." Another important line is, "A friend to all is a friend to none. Chase 2 girls, lose the one." To me, this symbolizes the lack of loyalty. You can't be friends with everyone without hurting someone. And the line, "lose the one," signifies that she believes she was the one, connecting to the opening song on the album. And we can assume that this song takes place 20 years after the Teenage Love Triangle, because on Taylor's post she said, a cardigan that still bears the scent of loss 20 years later. And when it comes to the music video, I think that when we see Taylor step into the piano and into a more magical place, that symbolizes where her heart goes when she thinks about that lost romance. And I think the waterfall coming from her piano symbolizes the tears that she has cried over this romance. But then when she goes into the ocean and she's trying not to drown, I think that symbolizes the hurt that was caused after the happy memories. And I also think that the longing stare at the end of the music video connects to her longing stare we saw her do towards the end of the Delicate music video. And the lyric, "You drew stars around my scars," can be a nod to her lyric from Lover. "With every guitar string scar on my hand, I take this magnetic force of a man to be my lover." Track 3, The Last Great American Dynasty. This song is said to be written about Rebecca Harkness, aka Betty Harkness, who was an American composer, sculptor, dancer, and philanthropist, and her husband William, who were the previous owners of Taylor's Rhode Island home, known as the Holiday House. According to multiple websites, Rebecca was considered eccentric, and like Taylor, she was scorned by the public and the media. So in this song, you can say that Taylor and Rebecca are similar. There are a lot of connections to Rebecca in this song that are easily connected to her. Lines like, "Her saltbox house on the coast took her mind off St. Louis. Bill was the heir to the Standard Oil name and money." Rebecca was born in St. Louis, and marrying Bill, heir to the Standard Oil, made her one of the wealthiest women in America. Flew in all her bitch pack friends from the city. According to Rachel Syme, writer for The New Yorker, the bitch pack Taylor refers to were Harkness school friends Judy and Jane, who were known in the press as the bitch squad, and blew through the money on the boys and the ballet and losing on card game bets with Dali. She founded the Harkness Ballet and was friends with Salvador Dali. Track 4, Exile. This is a song that I think is by far her greatest collaboration. It's about two former lovers seeing each other after a breakup. Once again, we see the recurring theme of film references. The line, "I think I've seen this film before and I didn't like the ending," can be a nod to her song If This Was a Movie, where she sings, "But if this was a movie, you'd be here by now." The line, "Laughing but the joke's not funny at all," can be connected to her lyric from Lover, "You'll save all your dirtiest jokes for me." Track 5, My Tears Ricochet. Thanks to tracks like Cold As You, White Horse, Dear John, All Too Well, All You Had to Do Was Stay, Delicate, and The Archer, Swifties have a very high standard for track 5 songs, and I think that My Tears Ricochet exceeded those expectations. And this is the first song she wrote for the album, and she wrote this one alone. There are several lines in the song that I think coincide with her feelings in regards to Scott Borchetta selling her masters to Scooter Braun, and her parting from Big Machine Records, such as, "Even on my worst day did I deserve, babe, all the hell you gave me." People say a lot of bad things about her, but she's saying that regardless, she didn't deserve her work to be taken from her. "I didn't have it in myself to go with grace, and you're the hero flying around saving face." This is a reference to all the back and forth drama that occurred between Taylor and Big Machine Records. "But what a ghostly scene, you wear the same jewels that I gave you as you bury me." When she says jewels, she is referencing her albums. "'Cause when I'd fight, you used to tell me I was brave." This is a nod to how Scott Borchetta used to be on her side. "And I can go anywhere I want, just not home." She is such a big artist, she can go to any label except her home with Big Machine. "And when you can't sleep at night, you hear my stolen lullabies." Stolen lullabies equals her songs. "You had to kill me, but it killed you just the same. Cursing my name, wishing I stayed. You turned into your worst fears, and you're tossing out blame, drunk on this pain. Crossing out the good years, and you're cursing my name, wishing I stayed." Here, she is saying that Scott turned into what he didn't want to be and turned against her, ignoring all the good years they had. Track 6, Mirrorball. In this song, Taylor Swift is comparing her personality to that of a mirror ball, and personally, I think this song is dedicated to Joel Alwyn. In both her Reputation and Lover album, she references that she can truly be who she is with him no matter what, and for example, in her song Me, she says, "But one of these things is not like the others, like a rainbow with all of the colors. Baby doll, when it comes to a lover, I promise that you'll never find another like me." And I do think the same message applies to the song Mirrorball. Interesting lines in this song include, "And when I break, it's in a million pieces." Taylor has written in several of her songs that when things go wrong or her heart breaks, she really goes into a sad and emotional place. Like, in All Too Well, she sings, "I'm a crumbled up piece of paper lying here." And in The Archer, she says, all the king's horses, all the king's men couldn't put me together again. Another interesting line is, you are not like the regulars, the masquerade revelers, drunk as they watch my shattered edges glisten. This reminds me of her song Call It What You Want, where she says, my babies fly like a jet stream high above the whole scene, alluding to the fact that his personality and his morals are greater than the rest. And shattered edges glisten, she's referring to how they tried to break her, but she rose back up again. For example, she was broken, they tried to end her, but then she came out with Reputation, Lover, and now Folklore, she's glistening. Track 7. The fan theory about this song is that Taylor is writing about her childhood life back in Pennsylvania. The lyric in the intro of the song is, please picture me in the trees. I hit my peak at 7, feet in the swing over the creek. I was too scared to jump in, but I was high in the sky with Pennsylvania under me. And I also personally think that this song has to do with how children are so innocent and sometimes adults can sort of corrupt them, because she mentions, your dad is always mad and that must be why. And I think you should come live with me and we can be pirates, then you won't have to cry or hide in the closet. I almost wonder if she's also writing about a young child who has sort of noticed their sexual identity and hasn't been able to come out to their parents, because she also says, cross my heart, won't tell no other, pack your dolls and a sweater, we'll move to India forever. So I think that could be a little nod to that as well. Track 8, August. The fan theory for this song is that this song is from the point of view of the woman James had the affair with. The lyrics that give this assumption are, whispers of are you sure, never have I ever before, but I can see us lost in the memory, August slipped away into a moment of time, cause it was never mine. Then when Taylor sings, and I can see us twisted in bed sheets, this connects to her last track on Lover, Daylight, when she sings, I can still see it all in my mind, all of you, all of me, intertwined. Track 9, This Is Me Trying. A fan theory about this song is that it's from the perspective of James, who is trying to right his wrongs for what he did to Betty. Then with the lyric, and my words shoot to kill when I'm mad, I have a lot of regrets about that. Maybe about Taylor's confessional songwriting style. The bridge of the song is, and it's hard to be at a party when I feel like an open wound. It's hard to be anywhere these days when all I want is you. You're a flashback in a film reel on the one screen in my town. This reminds me of her song with Zayn, I Don't Want to Live Forever, when she says, I've been looking sad in all the nicest places. And it's just a cruel existence, like there's no hoping at all. I also think that the line, I had the shiniest wheels, now they're rusting, is about how the old Taylor used to be this perfect pop star, happy and this good girl persona, but now she has changed with all that she has lived through. Track 10, Illicit Affairs. I personally think that because Taylor and Joe kept their relationship secret at the start, and Taylor has described the feeling of wanting, anticipating, and sneaking around in previous songs found in both Reputation and Lover, that this song falls underneath that category. Hood over your head, keep your eyes down, falls in line with Call It What You Want's lyric, walking with his head down, I'm the one he's walking to. You showed me colors you know I can't see with anyone else. She often references Joe to be the color blue in several songs. And in Daylight, she says, I once believed love would be black and white, but it's golden. And she sings, I once believed love would be burning red, but it's golden. And in Dancing with Our Hands Tied, she sings, deep blue, but you painted me golden. And in the outro of this song, she says, and you know damn well, for you, I would ruin myself a million little times. I think this symbolizes that she's willing to risk what she has for the person she loves. In her song, Don't Blame Me, she alludes to this a lot with lyrics like, for you, I would cross the line, I would waste my time, I would lose my mind. Plus this lyric, and baby for you, I would fall from grace. Track 11, Invisible String. I think that this song is about how even though Taylor went through a lot of heartbreaks until she found the one, that through it all, she was always meant for Joe, and he was always meant for her. A string that pulled me out of all the wrong arms right into that dive bar. In Delicate, she sings, dive bar on the east side, where you at? One single thread of gold tied me to you. As we mentioned earlier, she tends to refer to their love as golden. Cold was the steel of my axe to grind for the boys who broke my heart. Now I send their babies presents. This is in regards to how she wrote about her breakups in songs. Hell was the journey, but it brought me heaven. This lyric reminds me of the entire Reputation album. Here she's referring to all the drama she went through that made her disappear, and in her darkest time she found the love she had been wanting and writing about for years. Gave Me the Blues and then Purple Pink Skies also connects to several lyrics where she uses colors and can also be a connection to her 7th studio album Lover. Track 12, Mad Woman. Mad Woman is all about her public battles with Scott Borchetta, Scooter Braun, Kanye West, and their wives. What did you think I'd say to that? It's about her reaction to Scott selling her masters to Scooter. They strike to kill and you know I will. From her Look What You Made Me Do song, we know that the old Taylor is dead, and this lyric is a nod to her new self. What do you sing on your drive home? Do you see my face in the neighbor's lawn? Does she smile or does she mouth fuck you forever? I think this is about the fact that Taylor is everywhere. She is such a big star, and I also think that with this lyric, Taylor is a representation of all women. Every time you call me crazy, I get more crazy. What about that? And when you say I seem angry, I get more angry. Taylor has always been criticized throughout her whole career, and she always gets her revenge or does something about it, and I think these lyrics connect to that idea. No one likes a mad woman, you made her like that, and you'll poke that bear till her claws come out. She's basically saying that they did her wrong, and that's the reason why she's upset. And that's why she started fighting back instead of letting people stab her in the back. My cannons all firing at your yacht. Pictures of Scooter Braun and his yacht were circulating for a while. And women like hunting witches too, doing your dirtiest work for you. It's obvious that wanting me dead has really brought you two together. Scooter Braun's wife and Kim Kardashian have both voiced their opinions against Taylor in defense for their husbands. So this is Taylor basically saying that they should have been mad too, given that they are women. But the fact that they defended their husbands makes them just like them, hence bringing them together because they both wanted to destroy Taylor and her reputation. Does your dirtiest work for you, I think, falls closer to what Kim did by editing those videos of Taylor and Kanye on the phone. And you find something to wrap your noose around. I think this is about how no matter what Taylor Swift does, people always try to find a way to try and bring her down. Cause you took everything from me, watching you climb over people like me. Scott, Scooter, and Kanye have taken something from Taylor. Kanye tried taking her reputation, and Scooter and Scott took her masters. And when she says people like me, she's referring to other musicians who lose their work the way she did. The Master of Spin has a couple side flings good wives always know. I personally think that Taylor is letting us in on some deep-rooted secrets about these people. She should be mad, should be scathing like me. This is Taylor basically saying that because they are women, they should know all the hell women have to go through, but instead they choose to stay quiet. Track 13, Epiphany. Taylor alluded to the fact that this song was inspired by her grandfather Dean, who landed in Guadalcanal in 1942. Based on the lyrics, one can suggest that this song is about finding peace within all the madness, especially right now with everything going on in the world. Track 14, Betty. The fan theory in regards to the song is that this song is from the perspective of James and how he has discovered that Betty found out about his affair. I was walking home on broken cobblestones just thinking of you when she pulled up like a figment of my worst intentions. She said, James, get in, let's drive. Those days turned into nights, slept next to her, but I dreamt of you all summer long. This lyric ties to the line, High Heels on Cobblestones from Cardigan, and the lines from August, but do you remember when I pulled up and said, get in the car, and then canceled my plans just in case you'd call, back when I was living for the hope of it all, meet me behind the mall. Stopped at a streetlight can refer to the actions we heard in Cardigan, dancing in your Levi's, drunk under a streetlight. A theory about this song and the names chosen are that they are the names of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds' children, Inez and James. So some people think that Taylor has revealed their third child's name and that it might be Betty. Plus, as a reminder, James is the voice that you hear in the song Gorgeous. But then there's also this clip from Friends that has some people thinking it might have inspired this love triangle.
This is a song about a love triangle between three people that I made up. There was a girl, we'll call her Betty.
Gatsby. Track 15, Peace. I think this song is also directed at Jo and about how her life is so crazy and they may never have peace because of how famous she is. Would it be enough if I could never give you peace? This lyric ties heavily to the Archer when she says things like, "Who could ever leave me, darling, but who could stay?" All these people think love's for show, but I would die for you in secret. Taylor was slut-shamed early in her career and that carried on with her for years. And to this day, still so many people like to speak of her in that manner. And here I think she's talking about that. This also reminds me of her song Endgame when she sings, "I know what they all say, I know what they all say, but I ain't trying to play." But there's robbers to the east, clowns to the west. This is her referencing the people that are always trying to mess with her. Kanye, a clown to the west, and the robbers in the east being Scooter and Scott. Track 16, Hoax. This also feels like a breakup song. We know Taylor loves to write breakup songs, which is what she said before performing Death by 1,000 Cuts. We hear the mention of the color blue again. Don't want no other shade of blue but you. No other sadness in the world would do. You know I left a part of me back in New York. You knew the hero died, so what's the movie for? She has sung a lot about New York in several songs, and the hero she's referring to is the person she ended the relationship with. You knew it still hurts underneath my scars from when they pulled me apart. Here she is saying that only he knows what she's really gone through. My kingdom come undone. Taylor has referenced this kingdom a lot throughout Reputation. Okay, so there was a lot to unravel here. As you know, Taylor's songs can have several meanings and can mean different things to different people. And as we listen more and more to these songs, I'm sure we will uncover more Easter eggs and more connections. But in the meantime, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please let me know of other Easter eggs or connections that you made in the comments section below. Plus, make sure to give this video a like, subscribe to my channel for more Taylor Swift videos and pop culture content. And if you want to chat more with me about this, hit me up on Twitter or on Instagram at _Denise Salcedo. See you all next time.